Please put your hands together for Mr. Rahul Puri, CTO and Head of Regulations and Network Infrastructure, India at Nokia. Sir is known for driving the adoption of next generation networking solutions across India with the extensive experience in telecommunications, network infrastructure and digital transformation. Rahul sir works closely with industry stakeholders and policymakers to advance 5G, AI-enabled networks and secure resilient connectivity that supports India's digital and industrial growth. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So Suresh, indeed, walk in the park. I have experienced it for the last 1 year. It is walk in the park. Thank you. So, it's an old saying that in aviation industry, that when the plane is on ground, aviation or the airline company loses money, and when the plane is in the air, airline company make money. So there's a lot of pressure on the ground, turnaround time, ground operations. And the communication network, the connectivity network plays a very important role in the economics of aviation. And in the next 20 minutes, I will be talking about Nokia multi-technology, multi-service solution which can help to enhance this economics of aviation. So in the morning, somebody asked me, why Nokia? Nokia is into phone business, handset business. What is Nokia doing here? So just a small journey about what Nokia has done in the last 160 years. So transistors, it was the foundation of the integrated chips, the CPUs, the GPUs. We have made that. Shared information theory. This is the basis of how the communication is happening today. How the data is transmitted, compressed, how it is recovered from noisy channels. So that is done almost everything by Nokia Bell Labs. Then satellite communication, the first orbiting satellite in 1962, Nokia Bell Labs has a plane. Unix, C++, and C, we all know about it. These are the building blocks of today's operating system, today's coding system, all was being pioneered by Nokia Bell Labs. The first GSM call in 1991, it was conducted on a Nokia mobile network. Neural networks, we all talk about AI. Nokia Bell Labs in 1998 laid the foundation of neural networks, which is again helping today's artificial neural networks, which are the basis of AI. Talk about 100G, the access network needs a lot of bandwidth today because of AI. In our home we have 2.5 gig, 1 gig, 100 gig. Nokia Bell Labs have evolved the technology of fiber to home from 2.5 gig to 10 gig to 25 gig, 50 gig, 100 gig. And this is something first by Nokia, something very unique by Nokia. The traffic is increasing, the fiber infrastructure is very, very limited. We have tested 2.5 terabit as one wavelength on one fiber. These are some of the few patents or some of the few pioneer technologies we have done out of 26,000 patents developed by Nokia. So, who are we? We are a 20 billion company in around 150 countries. We have solutions for service providers, be it mobile service providers, internet service providers. But why we are here today? Because we have strong presence of our solutions in mission critical networks. Around 2,600 live mission critical networks. Because of our unique advantage, we have our integrated solution which comprises of wireless and wired technology. If you see, we have solutions in 4G, 5G, which is very relevant for airside use cases. IP optics network, which are again relevant for airside and ANSP networks. And then data centers, which is heart of mission critical networks. So this is Nokia globally. If you talk about India, we have good 18,000 employees in India. India is a very strategically important market for us. We have our sales offices headquarters in Gurgaon, Along that, we have R&D centers in Bangalore and Chennai. Almost 8,000 employees working on our solution for 4G, 5G and fixed networks. Along that, we have a factory in Chennai who's actually supplying both our wireless and wired solution across the globe and addressing the Indian requirement also. So, let's deep dive to the aviation industry. I said Nokia has a unique advantage because it has a one integrated solution which has been tested, verified by various global players. So if I divide aviation in three different segments, so one is airport, second is the airlines, and third is ANSP, which is Air Navigation Service Provider Network. So we have presence or solutions in all these three segments. So if you see on the left top side, we have all the renowned names in the airport segment. Be it Changi Airport, I will be talking about the use case of Changi Airport, Berlin, Lufthansa, Helsinki, Qatar, Taiwan is a new addition. We have just replaced one of the competent players in this, and I'll talk about this with IP MPLS solution we have. And then on the lower side, we have INSP references, talk about Australia. ENAP is Italy. There are 74 ATC locations which are connected on Nokia IP MPLS network. Vietnam, Ireland. So we have good references for ANSP. Airline, I have not put the logos because they are not public references. So for airline, we have a unique solution known as air to ground. Traditionally, when you have a broadband access in a flight in some of the geographies, they are basically used to be through Inmarsat satellite. Low latency, high cost, low bandwidth. We have unique solution where you have specialized radio equipment, specialized antennas, and you can give broadband services to the plane. So all the passengers can have a better customer experience. We have deployed this across Europe, 35 countries, 5 airlines, and now we have replicated that in Middle East, Saudi, Australia, and New Zealand. Just to give you an example, it is a very simple kind of a solution where, for example, from Mumbai to Bangalore, you just need to install 7 specialized sites to cover the entire path of Mumbai to Bangalore. Similarly, from Delhi to Mumbai, you need around 17 to 18 sites to cover the entire air path from Delhi to Mumbai. So very interesting solution, good customer experience, and we have done that across the globe. On the right side, there are some regulations and associations we are working very closely, because these are the people who write the rules, the important aspects, the strategy of this domain. So we are working very closely with US and Middle East and of course European associations so that we are part of the technology. Now let's deep dive to the first segment, which is airport. Now again, in airport there are 3 different sub-segments: air side, terminal side, and line side. Now let's talk from the difficult part, the air side. Now air side is the most complex because it has a big spread around big area. The use cases have to be wireless, and it actually the entire airport or the air side safety depends on the communication network. Now think of a runway. You have a runway monitoring vehicle which keeps this regularly monitors the runway. Then you have follow-me car or marshal car which actually guides the planes. Then you have PAX buses, fuel trucks, pushback trucks. All these things today, if it has a very reliable communication, they can work in a very coordinated fashion. But assume that the runway vehicle which is monitoring the runway, it has a high density camera connected on a wireless network, a broadband network which have a good coverage across the runway. And if these kind of networks are there, they can intercept any kind of deviation on the runway proactively. Now think about a PAX bus. Now PAX bus today, you allocate the jobs to PAX buses manually. Now if again it has a very reliable network, what it can do, you can give the job rotation, or you can assign the job in a more systematic manner. Now, currently there are some Wi-Fi solutions, there are some wired solutions which are there, but the current Wi-Fi has a limitation in terms of coverage. But with Nokia 4G, 5G private wireless solution, those kind of challenges can be overcome, and you can have more safety and reliability. Now, telemetry of planes. Generally, the telemetry of a plane, it happens in 3 different time frames. One is when it is air, when it just shares some of the very critical data. But when it is on the ground, it has a limited time, the network is not that robust. You can just share something which is very manual. And then in the maintenance window. Now, assuming if the plane lands on the runway and it has a secure broadband network, it can share those critical parameters through telemetry, so that the maintenance window, you don't have to wait for the maintenance window for any kind of problems on the plane. So, second aspect is the terminal side. Now today we have standard 3-tier, layer 2, layer 3 network, the LAN network, which handles the basic use cases like flight information, baggage information, PTT, PTV, all those basic things are there. But what you need today is the customer experience. I was reading an article where Hyderabad airport is testing a smart trolley where it will guide the passenger to the gate. But these kind of customer experience need network where you can segregate one physical network to logical networks, where you can give guaranteed KPIs to every use case. You can monetize the network, like there are a lot of commercial assets in the terminal side. You can use the same network to monetize. So to monetize, you need to make sure a network can handle those kind of services and deliver the KPIs required for those networks. So Nokia has 2 different flavors of terminal side. One is standard IP/MPLS, what is being used today. Plus we have passive optical LAN, which is a green solution, and I will be talking about that in detail in the next slide. The third aspect is a little bit a white space, which is LAN side. Today the LAN side is limited to just the CCTV. Now airports are big. We have big number of passengers. You need to give customer experience. You need to manage the traffic. You need to manage the parking lots. So those kind of solutions, what we have, be it wired and wireless, can manage all the 3 aspects of airport, that is air side, terminal side, and land side. Now, our blueprint. So, the use cases need guaranteed bandwidth. Some use cases need set KPIs, and you need to give some kind of security. Our solutions are quantum safe, and as a quantum safe, it supports AES-256 encryption, which has the capability to save the network from any attack from quantum computers. Now, from XSA, if we talk about, we have different ways to collect the data from different IoT use cases. We have standard MPLS LAN solutions, which is happening today in terminal side. We have POL solutions, which is passive optical LAN. This is equivalent to a LAN solution, but it is more green. It has fiber to the last mile, and how it works, I'll show in the coming slides. And then the RAN solution, the 4G, 5G solution. Wi-Fi has limitation in terms of coverage, but 4G, 5G solutions have better coverage, better security, and better reliability in terms of use cases which are more critical. IBS in-building solutions, we can very well integrate our IBS solutions not only for the private network used by the use cases, but also the commercial network. You don't have to replicate 3 or 4 commercial networks within the terminal building. The same IBS can drive those commercial networks as well as the private networks. So one IBS for private and public both. Then, providing the connectivity, we have IP and optics solution, again, which is quantum safe, as I said. And one of the key aspects is the data center. Now, like Sir talked about Digidata, these kind of applications keep coming up. You need to have a solution which can scale out, which can scale across. So those kind of flexibilities are required in data centers. Our solutions have those capabilities. We have defined products for leaf spine, super spine, gateway, and all these things are being used by some of the key players in data centers, be it hyperscalers, be it be it web scalers like Google, Microsoft, Skippy. All those big players who are in this domain are using Nokia's data center solutions. Now, just a deep dive about Paul. So, today's every country, every organization is talking about net zero or carbon net zero. It is no more a marketing jargon. They want solutions which actually give some kind of advantage. Our traditional local area network and terminal side had, layered three-tier solution where you have first mile is fiber, but then you have copper, and then you need to install switches which needs cooling and space. Now, if you see here, the POL solution or the passive optical LAN solution runs fiber or the fiber go all the way to the end point. So if you see the yellow thing, it is the fiber, and the good thing is this fiber today use case needs 10 MB, you want to use 100 MB, or you want to expand from one use case to multiple use cases. You can put a splitter. The splitter is a passive device. Doesn't need cooling, doesn't need floor space. So you can expand the network, and you don't need to change the infra for a use case which needs a low bandwidth to a high bandwidth, because this fiber can support to the higher speeds also. So these passive optical solutions has all the basic functionalities or features like reliability, QoS, availability, battery guarantee, all those features which are there in traditional LAN is there, but this is more green. It saves almost 40% of power requirements. It needs less port space because the aggregation switch needs, the space, cabinet, cooling, those requirements are not there. So it saves good 4% almost floor space, and the per port cost of this solution is comparatively cheaper than a traditional LAN. Reference, Changi Airport, Terminal 1, Terminal 2, Terminal 3, 80 million packs of passengers are currently on Nokia passive optical LAN. I will not repeat the use cases, all you know better than me. The use cases which are relevant for terminal side are running on Nokia POL solution. There is a new terminal coming up, Terminal 5 in Changi. 50 million packs is the capacity plan, and we are in discussion, and they want to replicate this for Terminal 5 in Changi. Now, I said Nokia solution is not about one technology, it is multi-technology. We also have solutions which are working on traditional IP and PLS. So on the left side, you can see the Berlin airport. It has all the use cases relevant for a terminal side. It's a tier 3 IP and PLS network. We have specified devices for access, aggregation, and code. The right side is very interesting. This is Taiwan Airport. 45 million packs running on incumbent OEM. There were some challenges in terms of scalability. It was not able to handle those kind of new requirements. So we replaced, and I don't talk about the OEM name, you can Google it. We replaced the incumbent OEM with our solution of IP and PLS. There was one condition from the airport authority that there should not be any downtime, and we did that successfully. I think this is last year only. And now currently this airport of 45 million packs is running on Nokia IP and PLS solution for mainly terminal side use cases. The third aspect of our solution is wireless. Now, airport side, line side, wireline good, but for air side, you need a very specialized solution. Here we have those 4G, 5G private solution, and we have almost, I think, most of the European countries are using our solution. You can see Austria, Belgium, Finland. If you see, most of the use cases are again airside. Follow me car. They have de-icing requirements. So all those mobile kind of use cases which need connectivity on the move, we have this tested solution. Names with Vienna, Helsinki, Brussels, Manchester, almost all the key players in European market use Nokia 4G. And these three solutions are having all the flavors. The first one is 4G, second is 4G plus 5G, and third one is 5G. So all the flavors based on the spectrum you have, based on what is your requirement, we can find in the network with. The second segment is ANSP or Air Navigation Service Provider Network. It's a very different network because the entire safety of the flights depends on this network. But there are different challenges of this network. It still works on a lot of legacy protocols. It still needs very different kind of APIs. And security is very important for this network. So again, we have installed our solutions for ANSP. Talk about London Gatwick, Ireland, Finland, Netherlands, Mexico, Chile. So across the globe, Australia, Vietnam, we have working solution for ANSP. Now if you talk about ANSP blueprint, now the use cases are very different. SCADA, radar, CCTV, voice. And these kind of use cases doesn't work on IP or Ethernet. They need specialized interfaces. Voice work need FX, ENM kind of interfaces. So we have specialized products which can have all these use cases on one box. It has quantum safe encryption module. It has firewall module. So all those things can be deployed on a single box. So it's a convert solution. Support legacy, you can define the service quality for each and every service. You can segregate the service KPIs, and then underlying, if you need to connect to the remote locations, we have again flavors of optic network, which is wired, and wireless network based on the use case KPI requirements. References, Hong Kong. You can see single box solution supporting SCADA, radar, voice, and all these doesn't work on IP, Ethernet. They have a very different requirement. So we have specialized boxes which can support all these use cases along with encryption. This is Italy. I talked about it. 74 locations which are connected on our IP/MPLS backbone. There are 4 area control centers which are managing these 74 locations, all managing the different use cases, be it voice, be it data, be it radar, be it surveillance. So, if you want your network to be modern, to handle the scalable, reliability kind of requirements, if you want to monetize your network, if you want to give customer experience, I gave example of Hyderabad airport. If you want all your use cases are secure, not only for today's problems, but tomorrow's issues also, be it quantum computers. We have integrated solutions through our different multi-technology domains, be it IP, optics, and wireless. Before I conclude, we have a booth which showcases all the solutions what I talked about, and then I have a session tomorrow where I will be covering air to ground. I talked about it, how our solution can give broadband experience in flight for to enhance the customer experience. Then our private 4G, 5G solutions relevant for airside specifically. And last but not the least, how you can make your network quantum safe with Nokia technology. Thank you very much. Any questions?